Formation point.
And Rudy Hatfield just looked away. No sense in trying to stop that shot. What a perfect pass inside. So the last two offensive thrusts of Alaska came from pinpoint passing. Great assist. And that's what you call precise execution.
And that dunk gives us our first deadlock of the game. Barangay Ginebra looking to reclaim the lead. Interior passing, Hatfield to Kagiwa. (49-47), under a minute remaining in this first half. Alaska looking for the tie once again.
Again, they go to the triangle, that post move.
Toss fouled on the way. Hatfield behind him, Kagiwa helping out. Mark Kagiwa tagged with a personal. 3 now on Mark the Spark Kagiwa as Billy Mamaril checks back in for Willie Wilson.
A little more ceiling now in trying to stop Sonny Toss.
Nakita na yung forma, they're pounding the ball inside.
Yep, and giving it to Sonny Toss because there was a mismatch. So now Hatfield goes back to Joe Devance.
L.A. Tenorio also back on the floor for the Alaska Aces. Baguio pull-up jumper. Short. Hatfield rebound. Look at him go. Hatfield against 3. Has taken away by Tenorio.
And you know, we were talking about L.A. Tenorio getting a lot of rest. He's fresh on the floor. Great reaction on his part to take the ball away from Rudy Hatfield.
First turnover of the game for Barangay Ginebra. Wow. I didn't even realize that. The Barangay Ginebra now giving up one of their 2 fouls to give here in the second quarter. And Alaska will have 11.3 to work with.
Alaska, by the way, with 5 turnovers.
De La Cruz to Devance underneath, and we are tied once again. 6.2 remaining. Ginebra shooting for the lead as we go into the turn. Cortez flips it up and out. What a first half we witnessed. Barangay Ginebra led by as much as 10 points, but the Alaska Aces came roaring back here to tie the count at the end of the first 24. As we head into a break, do join us back later on, only here on Solar TV. Tied at 49 at the half for only the second deadlock of this ball game. The Alaska Aces and Barangay Ginebra here in game number 2 of their best of 3, battling toe-to-toe so far. Magumar John once again here at the Araneta. Together with the Dean, Kenito Henson, Alaska had a huge second quarter to tie this up.
It can't get any closer than this. A tied ball game at this stage. We're back to square one. And for Alaska, I thought their defense and precise execution on both ends really made a difference in the first half. I thought Barangay Ginebra started out strong. I thought Coach Joseph Ichico had a lot of aces up his sleeves of varying his defense. But I also thought that the players started to tire out. As the first half wore out, I thought that Barangay Ginebra's players didn't have the kind of stamina they needed to sustain.
Barangay Ginebra had that hot start, and we got some of the highlights here in their first quarter royal start. Mike Cortez starting off in this game together with Ronald Tubid. Hatfield leading the break. Mike Cortez finishing. He had 5 in that first quarter alone. Ronald Tubid joining the party here. As he gives, he goes. Ronald Tubid from the outside. 6 points in that first quarter, but it was Mark the Spark Kagiwa coming off the bench and living up to his name, providing the spark with 7 first quarter points as the Kings took it 31-25. Second quarter action, it was Bon Custodio providing the life to this party for Alaska. He came off that Aces bench providing 8 points, and he was also backed up by their bench crew. Mark Borboran also had a big quarter in that one, scoring 5.
I think the telling factor here is the fact that Alaska got a lot of points from the inside, so they were able to get their size to be a factor in this game. And that's something that Coach Joseph Ichico must address. If he wants to be able to play that kind of game, yung tapatan sa loob, they're going to have a hard time. They need to be able to impose its will with their guards in the backcourt, and if they can get on fire consistently, then it'll be a game for Ginebra.
So we are tied at 49. Let's revisit the Dean's List and take a look first at what Alaska needs to do in order to close out this series tonight.
Well, definitely they are going for the jugular. They've been able to derail the screen roll. That's because of their height advantage. And you see Barangay Ginebra taking shots from the outside, not able to execute the screen roll. And that's the reason why they're shooting much less from the floor, only 42.9% shooting from the field. As far as imposing the size edge, well, Alaska's doing a good job. On the rebounding end, 23 boards for Alaska and only 20 for Ginebra. And their precise execution, you don't see it reflected in the assists because Barangay Ginebra has more assists at this point. But I thought in the second period, that's when Alaska really started to execute. And they had 7 assists in that quarter against only 5 for Ginebra.
For Barangay Ginebra, we already mentioned it. They need to live to fight another day come Christmas Day. What do they need to do in order to extend the series?
Well, it's tough because, for them, it's win or go home. Losing is not an option for them. They've been able to silence the speaker. Joe Devan's only with 4 points. But to think, Devan's 4 points and the game is tied, that's not good news for Coach Joseph Echico. They haven't been able to challenge the interior with enough authority because they're only shooting 47% from inside the painted area, while the Aces, look at how they're scoring. Inside, they've got 67% shooting. They've been able to step on the gas, but I think they need to be able to make that discrepancy a little bit wider. 6 fast break points for Ginebra, Aces with 2. You wonder, are they tired or are they not tired? But if they're not tired, they need to be able to step on the gas. They have to play full throttle. That's the only way that they can play Alaska with the force of yung Ginebra might na sinasabi natin, no? And that way, Alaska's defense won't be able to assemble in time to stop Ginebra's juggernaut.
So the Alaska Aces has definitely done enough to keep this mammoth Ginebra crowd quiet. Grab a copy of the 2011 PBA calendar. Catch your favorite PBA players on the exclusive and limited edition of PBA calendars now. You can buy your own copies at the game venues. Si Coach Ronnie Magsano kasama sa calendar na yan.
Aba, okay, Ronnie Magsano?
Kasama niya si Lim Embeng in one of the months.
All right.
Yeah, si Coach Ronnie isa na ngayong calendar boy.
And by the way, we know that millions of PBA fans are tuned in watching this game. Of course, this game, tremendous impact on the fate of Barangay Ginebra. Kung matalo sila rito, tapos na ang kanilang conference. And the winner of this series will go up against San Miguel.
And what a series that would be if Alaska closes it out and faces San Miguel. 2 rounds in the 2 meetings they had in the eliminations, parehong buzzer beater. First was Cabagnot, next was Tenorio. Sa kabila naman, kapag Ginebra finds a way to win this and Game 3, 2 1-point wins by San Miguel. So if we get 7 games of
either way,
finishes at the buzzer.
Either way, it's going to be a classic series. Either Alaska San Miguel or Ginebra versus San Miguel.
Alaska starting things off here in the third.
And by the way, talking about the millions of fans who are watching, I want to make a special mention of our very good friends Manny and Norsky Garcia who are watching this game right now.
Good evening po sa inyo as Sonny Thoss tried to give Alaska their first taste of the lead. He's joined on the floor by Joe Devans, L.A. Tenorio, Cyrus Baguio, and Tony De La Cruz. Rudy Hatfield on the other end finds Tubid from the wing. Tubid can't get it. Match scramble for the loose ball will result in a jump. And those two are joined by Mike Cortez, Willie Miller, and Billy Mamarilla.
A feisty move there by Tubid after taking that outside shot, tying up Tony De La Cruz. And kanina nababanggit natin about the rebounding dominance of Alaska, particularly in the second period. And that's the area where Barangay Ginebra really misses the services of Eric Menk the most.
Sonny Thoss underneath, moving well without the leather. And now Alaska in the lead for the very first time.
And what a move coming from Sonny Thoss. You would expect him usually to post up and get the ball at the low block. But that time, coming from the outside, you see this pass. Coming from L.A. Tenorio, wide open shot, coming from the outside. And, Sonny Thoss showing that he can move with his feet. He doesn't only just plant them at the low box, and get the ball for the post up.
Bonus completed. Alaska now up by 3. Willie Miller ties it up. Naidlap ka lang. Itong si Willie Miller will make you pay. Third deadlock of this game. Devance. They go to De La Cruz. Tubid on him. Baguio asking for it. Gets it against Miller.
1-on-1.
Cyrus Baguio, turn around, fade away. Mamaril collars the board.
That's a tough shot. And Willie Miller held his ground that time. That's what you need to do. If you're guarding up, if you're defending against a Cyrus Baguio close to the basket, you need to make him take the fall away out medium range shots.
So after attacking the knocking down the three earlier, Willie Miller this time wanting to attack inside the Thriller from the corner. Baguio on him. Pulls up, long three for Willie. No count on that basket. Tumama naman sa shot clock.
That ball went inside.
Bira yun, ha? Tatama sa shot clock, tapos papasok. So still tied at 52. Almost 2 minutes having gone by here in quarter number 3. Baguio to Tenorio. Isolated against Cortez. Mamaril helping out. Here's De La Cruz. 14-footer is fouled.
Height advantage of De La Cruz over Willie Miller in that matchup. You know, Joe Devance is really frustrated. Rudy Hatfield has done a very good job of defending him. He's getting his touches, but he's forced to give up the shot and pass the ball because of the defense.
As we send it downstairs with Gino Rufino.
Gene King's assistant coach Juno Soler gave me a few notes at halftime. Number one, Ginebra is not too worried about their offense versus Alaska's 2-3 zone. Coach Jong told his boys to continue to attack the gaps and don't be passive. And number two, Alaska offensively, they have to be limited. The goal is to keep the aces to the mid-80s. Ginebra plans to do this by increasing backward pressure, challenge all shots, and go after all loose balls. Magu and Nito?
Thank you, Gino. So after giving up 49 in the first 24 minutes, mid-80s lang yung target nila ngayon, ano?
Oh, that's tough. That's a tough target, considering that Alaska already has 54 points. And we've just started the second half, basically.
Baseline and on. Cortez, knockout play to Mamaril.
A sweet move right there.
It's going to be deadlock number 4 at 54. One-handed pass to Toss. Sonny with a 15-foot miss. Hatfield with the board. 4-on-3. Barangay Ginebra on the run. Cortez almost losing his footing, finding a way to get it to the H-bomb.
Cortez making a difference here, playing the point guard position. He's also relieving the pressure off of Willie Miller from having to play point guard.
Now 14 points in the game for Rudy Hatfield. Devance has it tapped away. But Baguio recovers, spins! What a move by Cyrus. Everything but the shot. Sonny Thoss wanting to clean it up is fouled.
Breaks going Alaska's way that time. A broken play, but Alaska getting an opportunity, several opportunities to score. You know, in a situation like that, that's where you see the height advantage. Ang dami niyong malalaki. Gaya ng Alaska with the Vance, the Sonny Thoss, De La Cruz, a broken play close to the basket. Your height is going to give you an opportunity or more opportunities to get the ball off the glass.
Toss missing the first, second one on the way. This one's good, so a split gets them to within one, 56-55. Just over 3 minutes having gone by here in the third. First game of your PBA Wednesday. Later on, it'll be BMAG versus Meralco as Rudy Hatfield once again working double time underneath.
Well, Billy Mamaril made that strong move to the basket. That's what started the play, drawing the defense towards it and freeing up Rudy Hatfield to get the offensive rebound.
Joe Devance was whistled for his third personal foul.
You know, that kind of play, I'm sure, must have raised a smile in the face of Coach Joseph Pacheco. You will want your big men to attack strong and challenge to the interior. And that's exactly what Billy Mamaril did. But, Hatfield not cashing in those free throws.
Oh, that's something that Coach Jong did not like in that sequence. Devance with a fancy pass. Tenorio left corner pocket three. Doesn't work. Tubid with a hand on it. Baguio. Oh, here come the Gin Kings. Ronald Tubid. What a touchdown.
Hustle play. Barangay Ginebra keeping that ball alive. That's what you call court presence and court vision.
Coach Dincon berating Cyrus Baguio right now as we head into this timeout. Barangay na